Welcome back to Take Action News, everybody. David Shuster here. We're talking about what could have been perhaps prevented in West Texas, and that is that massive explosion after an initial fire at the fertilizer plant. The explosion killed all the volunteer firefighters who were there on the scene, killed several more people who were in the town. Total of 15 people killed, 150 injured. 50 homes destroyed, nursing home, roof collapse, 3 of the 4 schools in the area badly damaged. Mike Elk has just been doing amazing work in covering the story. He's a labor reporter and staff writer for In These Times magazine. He had the must-read piece of the week titled "The Texas Fertilizer Plant Explosion Cannot Be Forgotten." Mike, thanks for being part of Take Action News.
Great to be on the show, David.
So, Mike, first of all, tell me a little bit more about what you've uncovered in terms of the fertilizer plant failing to report to the EPA, failing to account for the chemicals. What's the latest on that?
Well, the latest situation is that the plant had 1,350 times the amount of ammonium nitrate on site that they were legally allowed to have. They were required to disclose it to the Department of Homeland Security, which regulates the amount of ammonium nitrate these kind of plants could have, and did not. The plant itself, in addition to not having, they didn't have any sprinklers, they didn't have any fire alarms, there was no shut-off valves, and most importantly, there were no blast walls constructed that the Department of Homeland Security requires be constructed around plants like this so that the devastation doesn't spread to the local community as it did. So this plant, as Chris Hayes put it, was willfully off the grid in terms of safety regulations.
And the motivation was profit. I mean, it costs money to put in sprinklers and blast walls and all the sort of things that you're supposed to do if you have these chemicals. And by not reporting it, then they, I guess, felt that they could get away with not having these, costly safety devices.
Yeah, I mean, this plant has a long history. The owners have a long history of non-compliance. And by 2004, every plant in the United States, fertilizer plant like that, was supposed to comply with the Clean Air Act. And in 2006, the Texas State Texas State EPA came along and cited the facility for its lack of complying with the Clean Air Act. They didn't even have a ventilation system in the plant. So this plant has a long history. They've had a lot of problems with mislabeling products. The Texas State chemist was in there earlier the month citing them for mislabeling certain products. So it has a long track record of not following established procedure.